My name is Toni Bark. I'm a physician. I also teach and have a master's in disaster medical management. The difference between scientists and doctors is huge. So if you get a master's or a PhD, you typically learn how to analyze data. You learn how to critique studies. So you're taught some analytical skills, and you really have to think about things, and there's a creative process and there's a real analytical process. When you're in training to be a physician, a medical doctor, you don't really get that training. You might read some studies and have to go over them for, grand rounds or something like that, but you are never asked to be analytical in terms of analyzing the data, looking at, is there a bias in this study? Did they set up the study with a specific wanted outcome? Who funded this study? Looking deeper at deeper levels. And I know this now after doing a master's recently. Went over studies, we learned to critique studies, to look at the inherent bias. And now I teach graduate students in the same program. And that's one of the things that we teach is look at the study. What can you tell me about the bias? Where is there a problem with this study? And you don't get that in medical school. And so PhDs and masters in science tend to be more analytical. They tend to know how to read data and say, well, this study isn't really a clean study. It wasn't set up well. There's so much bias that we need to throw this study out. Doctors can't tell you that. Most doctors don't read the studies, to be honest. They read the synopsis. They read the information that the drug companies come to them with. They'll tell you they're just too busy, or they'll tell you they don't really, if they read the study, they wouldn't know what it meant anyway. I tell my patients that you really can't unfortunately, you can't just listen to what your physician tells them. I wish it was different, but it's not. Most doctors don't get that they're being played by the industry. And so what most physicians recommend, what most pediatricians recommend, their heart's behind it. They think they're doing the right thing. And so pediatricians really believe what the Academy of Pediatrics tells them. The problem is at the academy levels, it's at the academic levels, it's certainly at the regulatory agency level.